In this video, we're going to talk about how to successfully run interviews if you are a SaaS sales founder or if you are a sales leader within a software organization. So when you are running an interview, there are really three core components that I deem to be the most important to make sure that you get the best out of the interview itself and to really be able to effectively identify if you've got a best-in-class candidate in front of you. Now, the first step is to understand their story. You need to recognize the fact that you've got another human being in front of you that's gone through their own story, gone through their own journey in life, both personally and professionally. So we really want to understand the person that's truly sitting in front of you so that you can understand how do they think, how do they act, how do they operate, how have they dealt with various different situations throughout their lives to get them to the point where they are now. And you really want to ask some thoughtful questions to really be able to maximize your understanding of their personal journey and their professional journey. So some examples are, you might simply just ask them, look, tell me about your story, and let's see where they actually go with that answer without you giving more detail. You might want to be a bit more specific and say, look, just before we get into some of the professional questions to understand more about your experience, walk me through the early stages of your career. Why did you make certain moves that you made? It's really just trying to get a feel for their overall career trajectory, their overall personal story, and that will really start to give you a much better idea of what's really inside them, and that will give you a better flavor for, are they resilient, are they hungry, are they driven, have they got an appetite to learn, all in the way that they articulate that story. The next step is then capability, and this is really all about understanding, do they actually have the skill set required to be effective in role? And so this is where you're now starting to get into some of the questions that are much more relevant to the hire. Let's say, for example, you're looking for an entry-level salesperson to really help you get your startup off the ground. You now need to understand, is this person actually going to be able to deliver, right? And so you want to start to ask some questions to really understand, is there a skill set match versus anything else? So at this stage, you've now understood their personal professional story. You've asked them questions around, do they actually have a capability match? The third component is suitability. So are they actually suited to the type of organization that you're building? And this is where you want to now be thoughtful about your vision, your mission, really all of the different characteristics of the type of company that you're building. Maybe you're small, maybe you're a little bit larger, doesn't really matter. Think about, where are we trying to take this company? What values and what mission really underpins what we do? How do we operate? How do we think? All of this then kicks in, and you now want to ask some questions to better understand what type of culture and environment do they best thrive under. And you can ask them things like that pretty directly. Talk to me a little bit about the cultures that really get the best out of you as a candidate, and see where they take that. Get a little bit of a better feel around some of their values and how they think about integrity. All of these things will come into play. Maybe as an organization, you've got a set of values that might be act fast or make quick decisions or, having a bias towards action. You now, within this particular phase of the interview, want to make sure that that person embodies or at least understands and appreciates some of those core components. Now, as you've gone through and asked questions across this, you've now understood their story, personal and professional. You've understood if they've got the capability to actually deliver in the role, and you've understood if they are suitable within your environment and the type of dynamic of the company that you want to build. You've really now got a 360 view on the person in front of you to know whether they can actually deliver and to know whether they are actually going to be a good fit for your organization. So package all of that up, come up with your own set of questions based on your organization in each of those categories, and then out the other end, you'll be in a great position to make sure that you've got a good, effective hire in front of you. If you want to talk any of this through or you want any assistance with it, don't hesitate to visit my website, alexalleyne.com, or just go on my LinkedIn and drop me a direct message. I hope that this video has been helpful, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.